Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
There's a time in history when history converges and history puts us in the path of an oncoming train. Dr. King, thank you for stepping up and for being the light that you were during the civil rights movement. And here we are now in 2021. And we look back, we reflect. Where have we come? What have we learned? We have come a long way. And then in other instances, it seems as though we have slipped back in time. Why has this happened? And what can we do, Dr. King, to keep your legacy alive? How can we find the peace that you spoke of? How do we find it inside of ourselves when our hearts are so broken and we feel so tired? Obviously, you must have been very tired on your journey. But we are here now, and we are here to honor you and to say thank you for lighting the way. I lived in Memphis, Tennessee. We moved there, my family, right after Dr. King was assassinated at the Lorraine Motel. We lived about a mile away from the Lorraine Motel. And I used to ride my bike there. And I used to look up at that balcony. One time, my friend Val and I, we climbed over the fence and snuck up there. Now, this was a long time before it was a museum, because the assassination had just happened and the motel was boarded up. But when I was up there, Val and I, we made a promise to each other, because Val, she was black, I was white, and we made a vow at 10 years old that we were going to end segregation at our school. We were going to bring integration in our school. And we set about to do that. We just didn't know what we were going to meet. We met a lot of pushback. It got kind of scary. People beat us up, called us names. Valerie's mom took her out of the public school, put her in private Catholic school. But we did our best, and we made a vow. And here we are. That was many years ago. Here we are today. And I want to really invite all of you who've been with me for so many years, and many of you who are maybe new here, to take a vow that we look in our hearts and we find the place where we can heal our broken hearts, our brokenness, where we can look within, and in the spite of anger, in spite of danger, in spite of the slurs that people might throw at you, can we look inside and be conscious human beings and say, I will choose to be conscious on my inner landscape. I will choose to look at the places inside of me where I'm intolerant, where I have hatred, where I cannot forgive, and I will heal these places and I will connect to the light. Because as a light worker and as an activist, You need both. We need activists who are imbued with the spiritual practice, the spiritual calling. So you know that the work you take out into the world reflects what's going on inside of you, because we are all one soul. And when people are acting out from hatred, it's time for us to, yes, stand up and say no to injustice, but stand up with that power that Dr. King had, that he emulated for us. He said, I may not get there without you. You know, what does that mean? It means that we must do as the Rabbi Joshua Herschel said when he was marching with Dr. King across the bridge in Selma. Afterwards, he said, I felt like my legs were my prayers. And that's what we must do now. Our legs must be our prayers as we come together, all people, all nationalities, all ethnicities, because here in America, the melting pot, we're really where all the colors of the rainbow landed in one big messy soup. It's like that soup that's on your mama's kitchen stove. You just put everything in it, but it tastes so good with all those flavors. And that's what we have. That's what we can build now. That's what we can co-create. We have this. We have the consciousness. We are actually much more conscious than the news would reflect. I mean, we have yoga studios on every corner, right? Health food stores. I remember back that year Martin Luther King was assassinated, there wasn't one health food store in Memphis, Tennessee. My mom decided she wanted to make yogurt, and we had to order from Whole Earth Catalog a yogurt starter, and then we had to make the yogurt in our oven because there was no yogurt. I remember the first time we made a sprout. What's a sprout? So we've come a long way. We have become more and more conscious, more and more people meditating, more and more people on a spiritual path, finding that direct lineage between our inner self and the Creator. So we are poised and we are ready to be the light worker activist and to be the leaders of the new world and to step up and say, peace without will come when we carry peace from within. So thank you, Dr. King, for being our inspiration and my personal inspiration. I hope we can live up to your dream, and I promise we will never stop dreaming. We will never stop dreaming that love can conquer all. God bless you, and have a beautiful, meaningful today, Martin Luther King birthday celebration.